What is up, guys? DZ here, and my most requested deck profile post February 8th list has by far been Madolche's. So we're going to profile that today. Damage Juggler is now banned, so that kind of sucks. The metagame is a bit different than the last time we played with this deck. Cosmos are still up there, but they're probably better now with Tin Can. That version gives this deck a little bit more trouble because Dark Destroyer, like you could usually deal with one Dark Destroyer effect to pop, but like dealing with like a Call the Haunted in the same turn is kind of bad. When we're comparing, it's hard to compare like Pepe when I was playing this deck to like whatever you're calling it now. I guess Draco Pals. I mean, they're both pendulum strategies. Generally, though, like you can push through pretty much any board setup as long as you have like enough resources. And it's definitely harder to play through traps than it is to play through monsters. But the big difference, I think, from the last time I played this deck is Monarchs, which we're going to be playing some main deck hate for. I don't really like playing a deck that loses to the Monarch field spell, but like you can't really avoid that with this deck. But anyway, let's get right into it. I guess I'll just do it here. So we're playing 3 Angeli, 3 Mageline, 3 Hoot Cake, 2 Massengelato, 2 Cat Waffle, and then 1 Pudding Cess. You still need the Pudding Cess. I guess like the numbers that are weird. Like I think Cat Waffle is like one of the most important ones, and I almost wanted to play 3. I have played 3 before. And then Pudding Cess is obviously key for making the rank 5 guy to extend your combos. So for the Perform Mages, we're playing 2 Trick Clown and 1 Hat Tricker. So I really wanted to just play 2 Trick Clown and call it a day. But Hat Tricker being a spellcaster is super important to make Trapeze Magician. Because a lot of time with the first Trick Clown, you're not making a Trapeze, you're making like a different rank 4, like a Castell or a Diamond Crab King or a Diamond Direwolf. So I really wanted this guy just to like special him, but like you absolutely do not want to draw multiples of him, so I'm just playing the 1. So far this has been working fine. It's definitely like honestly like these cards like really did clog in the original version. Like you really never really wanted to draw them, including Damage Juggler for the most part. You just wanted it in deck to send. So like even though like these cards by themselves aren't that great, not having to play like 6 Perform Mages to brick with is kind of neat. So yeah, playing 2 Garnet. After like my 1 regional experience with playing just 1 Garnet versus my like billion regional experience playing 2, I definitely think 2 is the way to go. For the hand traps, we're playing 2 Maxi to kind of thwart special summoning, and 2 Veiler. So Veiler is pretty good against Pepe. It's really good against Monarch, especially in the early game. And then it's atrocious versus... Well, honestly, it's not even terrible against Cosmo, but it's pretty bad. Like, if they open E-Telly, Veiler's pretty shitty, because then they'll E-Telly the Tin Can in the end phase. But if they just, like, actually open the Tin Can, like, Veiler's pretty good, because you can Veiler the Tin Can, and then either they have to, like, banish right away to, like, not just end their turn, or they have to just pass without getting a Tin Can effect. But more importantly, I decided to play Veiler because it's like an extra light target to summon Brilliant Fusion, because right now, without the Veilers, Trick Clown is your only light monster. Anyway, the spells, we're playing 2 Chateau, and then 1 Ticket. I think this is the right number. I think pretty much everyone agrees that it's the right number. 3 Brilliant Fusion. This card's obviously fantastic and kind of like the most important part of the deck. Instant Fusion, which I mentioned this in like every single video, but you gotta remember that like the play with Instant Fusion is if you have Instant Fusion Angeli, you can like tribute Angeli to summon Hoot Cake, and then Instant Fusion back the Angeli to make like a Castell, and then like you detach both materials, like pretty much just anything you can attach both materials with. So Castell or Diamond Direwolf, and then you Hoot Cake banishing the Norden to like special a guy, and then you special a Catwaffle, and then you overlay for Levier to bring back the Norden, to bring back the Angeli to make a second rank 4. So that's kind of neat. I just feel like I should mention that play in every video, just in case someone has only seen like one of them. So we're playing 3 Twin Twister in the main. While I don't think this is a great idea generally for your deck, because I just think you shouldn't be playing, I don't know, I don't like playing a deck that like loses to the Monarch field spell, because like I don't want to give shitty Monarchs like a free win just because they have a stupid field spell. So I try to play decks like Mermails, like don't care about the field spell, but like to play this deck you like have to go into the extra deck. And there's really not a better out to the field spell than Twin Twister. But this card's good too, because like, yeah, this deck really doesn't like pushing through back row. It is really annoying. Yeah, they kind of clog at 3, so you might be able to get away with cutting down to 2. It just kind of depends on what your local metagame is. Anyway, we're playing 2 Chalice. So Pepe, if the last regional qualifiers, or if the regional qualifiers this last weekend were showing anything, it's that Pepe is still, or Draco Pals or whatever, is still at large. I think like 3 of them top 8'd one of the regionals this past weekend. And they basically just, their main goal is just set up a bunch of floodgate monsters. So they set up like a Nightmare and like a Rafflesia and like shit like that. So we're playing 2 Chalice just to out those fields, because it's not that bad dealing with like one of them, but if they have like 2 or 3 floodgate monsters, like that kind of blows. So 1 double summon, just kind of our 4th Brilliant Fusion. 1 Regeki. This is just for the floodgate monsters basically. And then 1 Palooza. I like playing Palooza because it's like a searchable defensive option. It's kind of like the same reason you want to play like Sphere and Mermails, even though it's not like great and doesn't really extend your combos. Like sometimes you actually just need to search a defense. So I like the 1 Palooza. The extra deck is 2 Queen. Like even though they're recyclable, I think you need 2. Or I know you need 2. Like there's been tons of times I've gone into both. 1 of this dude, really important. That's kind of why this deck is playable, because you can actually use the Seraphonite for something. Castell, Dweller, Diamond Direwolf. So Diamond Direwolf is important. Just as like, if they have like 1 back row, you just like make the Diamond Direwolf as your first play to get rid of the back row, and then you combo off after that. Trapeze Magician. The whole deck is like spellcasters basically. Like I think all the level 4s except Garnet and Messengelato are spell. I guess it's just Mageline. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Yeah, so I guess it's just Mageline, but like, so you make this with Mageline and then the Perform Mages, but it's really important because it makes OTKs happen when they normally wouldn't. And for that same reason, we're playing the Crab King. So Crab King isn't like, you're not using it as like a towers out anymore, but like this combo is super important because it's like none of Trapeze and then just a single rank 4 and like no other cards wouldn't be game if you weren't playing Crab King. Like none of these guys have high enough attack. So I think you need to play the Crab King just for that. And that does come up more often than you would think. 2 Levier, not as important without Damage Juggler existing, but still this card I think needs to be ran at 2. Just like if the first one gets like Veil or Defeated Chain or something, like you definitely want the second one. 1 Invoker. Like this card, like I want to cut this card every time I play this deck because it's like most of the time Levier is just like the way better play, but there are just times when you don't have any banished cards, and just so you like have to make the Invoker, and every time I make Invoker I just feel like I'm making the wrong play, but like sometimes you just get in those spots. 2 Norden, 2 Seraphonite. Don't really want to fuck around with any less than 2 of each of these cards. I was testing for a while, just 1 Seraphonite, 1 Garnet, and then a Daigusto Emerald in the extra deck, but I don't really like that. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy this deck profile. I will check you later. Hopefully you had a nice Valentine's Day too. It is the day after Valentine's Day, so go buy cheap chocolate. I'll see you guys later.